Good day. So there's all these talks about the nuclear attack becoming a serious thing we should worry about. Poland discusses hosting American nuclear weapons as US buys up anti-radiation drug. Seems like things are becoming quite serious. How worried should we be in this situation? And could this be another fear tactic to push another agenda? Putin just said that he is not bluffing, and that USA set precedents when they dropped those 2 bombs in Japan. So he's saying that this is a serious thing. I believe that there is people that are above Putin that will not allow him to drop nuclear arms. And people would be like, what do you mean there's people above Putin? Well, I believe there's godly beings on this earth that are way more powerful than we think. And it's probably connected to these UFO sightings and these UFOs that are shutting down nuclear bombs and all of these weird things that we saw happen just before COVID. I do believe we are going to see some bombs dropped, and I talked about that in a video where I had a vision of New York City being destroyed, and I'll put that video right up here. However, I do believe that the bomb that is dropped and does hit places, and it may be New York, but it could be other places too. There is some other targets that could be before New York in USA, that there will be a big bomb that's dropped, but it won't be nuclear. However, in the time leading up to these attacks, there's going to be so much fear spread around and so many things. They may even blow up a bomb in the atmosphere just to scare a ton of people. And then the pharmaceutical companies are going to use that scare to push this drug. You know, the HHS spent $290 million on extra radiation sickness pills. You know, and that's called NPLAT. And it's likely just a drug that's, you know, potassium iodine that they added this or that, like an antacid to, or something to, that makes it worth 20 times the price of just buying potassium iodine from your vitamin store. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be nuclear. I don't believe it will be nuclear. However, I do think it's probably not a bad idea to go buy a few containers of potassium iodine, which you get for, you know, $10-15 a container, just in case something does happen. It's not much of an cost for an insurance policy towards your health if I'm wrong. You know, I want people to understand, though, too, that there has been 2,058 nuclear bombs blown up on this planet. Just over 1,500 of them were underground, and above ground there's, you know, the rest, obviously. 2 of those hit targets. I want people to know this so they understand how many of these bombs have gone off and how much this world has already been filled with nuclear waste from these explosions. However, the world has started to cleanse these nuclear wastes. They've started to settle. They've started to not affect us as much as in the past. Do we need to look at this nuclear attack as something we need to have in our mind that puts us into fear, that puts us into lower vibrations, so that we avoid the upgrades that are happening here in the world, and we avoid the 5-dimensional consciousness? Well, no, I don't think we need to live in fear right now. You know, there is places I would not be close to right now. There is cities I would want to get the hell away from. To be honest, I would suggest people get out of the cities if possible, because things are going to get wild in the cities if they get people going so crazy about all these fear tactics they're going to throw against us, including this imminent nuclear war that's coming. We can already see what's happening to these cities in the United States. Like, we're going into chaos, So I suggest people try to find a place on somebody's land to go and hold out away from the city until this stuff passes. Putin had a big long rant about how satanic the United States is and the Western power is with all of their gender things they're doing to children by like giving them, castrating the children and switching their genders and all these weird satanic things. And I think about that and I believe that that's actually what's going on also. Do I believe that Putin is a benevolent force? Well, no, I don't. I think he's also a person that controls their people. I don't know a lot about what's going on in the USSR, but I do see that he's one of the best leaders they've had in a very long time. Regardless if he's good or evil or a little of both, I think he is on the side of good. Or let's just say there's two evil forces that are taking each other out. And to be honest, I think he's the guy that we want to win in this situation. And that doesn't mean we want him to drop bombs and destroy the earth and kill many more people. No, he's holding up against a truly satanic force. And this is a truth that is happening. So he is standing with a lot of us that are standing with God in a way. And like I said, we don't even know enough to know what he is. However, what I see happening in the world in this cultural war and all this satanic stuff that he is talking about is actually happening. It could just be a game to win over the people, because the first casualty of war is truth. So do we know any truth of any of this situation? Likely not so much. Is what they're telling us about this situation true? Is the reason these things are happening actually why they're happening? Not bloody likely. However, does that mean there's not going to be some atrocities and some crazy things that happen because of this false narrative? Yes, there will be things that happen. It's not fully an illusion. There's going to be bombs dropped. There's going to be mass starvation. There's going to be many people freezing. All of these things are actually going to happen. And this is done by these evil forces to continue controlling us. And like I said, this is the great judgment. And we are going to see things coming together into this golden age. It's just going to take a bit of time. And I tell people, don't fall into the fear of all this nuclear war that we're going into. They're saying we just started World War III. No, World War III started when they locked us down. When they spread that bioweapon and made all these people take this bioweapon. That was the beginning of World War III. We're approaching the end of World War III, and the end will end with fireworks of some kind. But that's not the world we need to have our mind in. We need to be in the world that we're building now. We have to be in this higher dimensional consciousness, which is away from the fear of this world that is coming to an end. We're building this new world together, so let's do this. If you've enjoyed this video, please help out by liking and subscribing so I can get it out in the algorithms. I do know sometimes I could be shadow banned or censored, so I'm always putting my videos up on Rumble. So yeah, if you like to support Rumble rather than YouTube, go subscribe down there and watch the videos there. However, I'll always be trying to put them up on both sites. Much love and God bless, and let's stay in our centers. Let's remember there is powerful forces that are above these governments that will not allow them to destroy this world. We're connected to something, and this dimension is connected to many other higher planes, and we are truly connected to it. So what we do here affects these other planes, and these beings that are connected to these other planes are not going to allow us to do so. Have a lovely day.